Hello, welcome to the Strategic Clarity series with Brian O'Rubin. And in this episode, I want us to talk about something really important. We want to look at strategy diplomacy, how to win without owning. Now, that's interesting. Okay, now this is for you as a person. If you're a person who don't just want to play the game, you want to write the rules. You want to control platforms. So we're talking about strategic diplomacy, winning without owning. First of all, what is strategic diplomacy? Well, in a world defined by complexity, the most powerful leaders aren't always the loudest or the richest. They are the ones who understand how to move systems, even when they don't control those systems. There is a very big difference between ownership and control. You've got to understand that you can own something and it's useless in your hands. All right? But someone else knows how to move that system and create something amazing with it. So, strategic diplomacy is the art of achieving influence without domination. It is the ability to shape outcomes through credibility, coalition, and subtle leverage. Credibility, coalition, and subtle leverage. Now, this is not just for foreign ministries. CEOs use it. Policy advisors use it. Faith leaders use it. And if you want to lead anything that involves people, politics, or perception, you definitely need it then. But why do you have to master strategic diplomacy? Let's talk about it. In today's world, you won't always own the resources. You won't always have the title. You won't always be invited. But if you have strategic diplomacy, you won't need to. You will shape decisions from the margins. You will lead through narrative, trust, and timing. You will influence boardrooms. You will influence ministries and movements, even if your name isn't on the plaque. That doesn't matter. Eventually, your name will get there. So let me introduce the four instruments of strategic diplomacy. Let's explore each one of them in a way you'll understand it. First of all is the credibility capital. You've got to build this. You've got to invest in your credibility. Your name has to mean something. Your brand has to represent something. You can't just be another guy in the room. All right? People follow those they believe. All right? And they follow people who they believe are consistent, not necessarily perfect. So your ability to build long-term influence depends on delivering results quietly, making fewer promises and keeping more, then letting other people endorse you. You don't campaign for credibility, you compound it. Now, secondly, the second one is narrative control. Diplomats don't force compliance, they shift storylines, and you've got to learn that. You've got to master the act of framing. Position your work within a bigger mission. Define the why so clearly it attracts the right allies. Make others see collaboration as inevitable. Collaborating with you. You've got to learn how to do it. So you control the narrative or you become the victim of narratives. The third one is stakeholder mapping. So here you identify decision makers, blockers, bridge builders, and validators. Diplomatic leaders don't just pitch, they sequence influence. So we call influence sequencing. You want to map those who needs to trust you, first of all. And those who will follow once those people do. All right? So I hope you understand that. There are people, if they trust you and demonstrate endorsement of you in some way, shape, or form, other people will follow them. So your priority is to follow those whose endorsement will attract others. All right. So you map those ones first. Now, this works whether you are launching a program, reshaping policy, or entering a new market. Diplomacy is not about reaching everyone. It's about reaching the right ones first. Number four, you want leverage without control. Let's talk about leverage. Now, this can easily be the most underrated power in leadership. You see, so many times the most underrated power in leadership is leverage, and it is what we call borrowed power. All right, but you have to understand the power of it, the power of leverage. The power of leverage, incredibly powerful. You've got to learn how to use it. So, how do you do this? Partner with institutions that have what you don't. They have credibility, they have resources, they have a name that you don't. Can you find ways to partner with such institutions? Secondly, serve before you speak. Doesn't matter what you know, show it through your service. Win favor by solving their problems first. The words of Jesus comes very handy here. He said, "He who would be great among you must be servant of all." That's not weakness. That's divine diplomacy. All right? Influence is often about helping someone else win their game. When you do that, your own influence, your own power grows. All right? Now, let's look at a few cases. Number one, Tata in India. They earned political goodwill through a century of public trust. A MasterCard in Africa built influence through partnerships with central banks. Then Patagonia became a moral force, not just a clothing brand. It's shaping climate policy conversations. Imagine that, right? So this is important. You want to make sure that you leverage strategic diplomacy in what you do. Now let's talk about what you need to think about this week. Your assignment in this episode. Identify one ecosystem where you lack formal control but need strategic presence. Then, secondly, map 3 potential allies or validators who already hold credibility in that space. Craft one narrative that connects your goal to their values. And begin relational diplomacy. Serve before you ask. The closing words here I want to have for you today is, in a noisy transactional world, real power belongs to those who move with dignity, clarity, and intent. You don't need to own the platform to shape the policy. You don't need to have the crown to influence the kingdom. You don't need to shout when your credibility already speaks. This is strategic diplomacy. And if you master it, you will win battles no one else sees coming. We'll explore more in our next episode. But until then, move quietly, think deeply, lead like a diplomat, and think strategically.